G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and we're in the Premier Cup in Ultra League, and I'm running Lapras, Charizard and Alolan Muk. So the only one that's running, well, Charizard's running Fire Spin instead of Dragon Breath as its fast move, and Lapras is running Ice Beam instead of Skull Bash as its charge move. So we'll see how we go. So we jump into this first one, and we've got a Charizard on the lead. So not too bad for us. Unfortunately, they catch the Surf pretty well. So I overfarmed by one and then through, but they did catch that pretty well. So I'm going to come in with Alolan Muk here, just because it's going to resist all of that lick damage, and lick damage can be quite oppressive, so really good to avoid that as much as possible. And I'll jump into my Dark Pulses, obviously saving up as energy, so I can almost throw back to back straight away, and I've no shielded that, so absolutely fine with me. Out comes the Charizard, and I'm able to get to another Dark Pulse, and that's one of the massive advantages of good old Alolan Muk. So they throw the Dragon Claw and get the bait, which is really unfortunate. This is probably going to be a Blast Burn, which it is, but I can't afford to be using two shields on it. So out comes the Venusaur. I don't know why I bothered throwing that charge move. Should have just committed to the farm down. It is the Sludge Bomb that comes out first, and I've got back-to-back Dragon Claws, so that should be sitting pretty. So able to get to the first one. Unfortunately, they get to their charge move, get the Sludge Bomb off. So now I'm going to overfarm just a little bit, because I don't want them to get to get to a Frenzy Plant, do more chip damage, and then I'll look to charge down the Charizard, and I'm able to get to my Dragon Claw first, and that's going to be a good game right there. So able to take that game fairly well in the end, and that's where the Fire Spin on Charizard as the fast move over Dragon Breath works out a treat. So into this next one, absolutely amazing lead. So going to swap into my Alolan Muk here. And then I'll look to throw these Dark Pulses and start putting the pressure on. So able to get to a second one before they're able to get to a second charge move, and we'll see if we grab a shield. So we do grab a shield, which is really nice, and they are just able to charge us down before we can get to another charge move. So here I don't mind coming out with Lapras, because Charizard running Dragon Claw also can put in a little bit of work against the Dragonite. So we'll see what they've got in the back, and hopefully we can get something nice matched up against. So unfortunately going to have to throw that move, and out comes the Venusaur. Swap into my Charizard, expecting them to swap into their Dragon, which they have, and now I'm going to be able to shield this up and look to either get their last shield, which if they do, happy days, and there's their last shield. So it works out really nicely for me. I'm going to let this Charizard go, farm down with the Lapras, and then I'll be able to throw an Ice Beam straight onto the Venusaur when it comes back in, and we'll see how that goes. So Venusaur does a huge amount of damage, and then it's a race to see who can get there first, and then they leave the game. So to be honest, I think that was a GG's to me there, but I would have played that out just to, if I was the Venusaur player, and just see if I could get the win. It was going to be very close, so I'm not sure why they left it. But we'll jump into the next one, and we've got Gengar on the lead. So this one's not too bad. I'm going to look to overfarm just a little bit, and then throw the Surf, and I am able to grab the shield. Got one fast move in between my charge in theirs. No shielded the Shadow Punch. Absolutely spectacular. They got to that move far too quickly. It is going to be another Shadow Punch. So Shadow Punch coming through. No need to shield. And I've over-farmed a bit of extra energy on with the Surf there. And then we'll see what they want to do. So here, I'm going to shield this up. They're already down 2 shields, and so I want to win switch. So they make a really nice swap there, and they're going to catch this Surf on the Escavalier, and then I'll be able to swap into my Charizard and just farm it down. It's absolutely got no chance. Out comes the Gengar, throw the Dragon Claw to take it out, and then out comes a Togekiss in the back, and they say good game and leave it there. So that explains why they couldn't really swap out. The only counter they had was the Escavalier, and obviously I would have swapped straight into the Charizard. So into the next one, and they've got a Magnezone. So this is really bad for me. They're going to be wild charging me here. There's the wild charge. There's a lot of damage, and I'm able to get to a Surf just after they throw this wild charge, and then they swap into the Gyarados there. I saved up a Surf on my Lapras. Hopefully when I swap that out I can do some damage, but we'll see how this goes. So they're throwing the Aqua Tails like you would not believe, and I've got the Alolan Muk to the Dark Pulse. So the problem with charging up energy for the Lapras was it didn't allow me enough time to get to that Dark Pulse, so that's really bad. I've got 1 HP on my Lapras, but I am able to come in with the Charizard and farm down the Magnezone before it can get to another charge move, which is really good. I'm going to throw back-to-back Dragon Claws here, but as it turns out, probably should not have thrown the Dragon Claw there because they're just going to farm me down. So, really unfortunate that one, but good game to the opponent. So, didn't play that particularly well. Should have just instantly swapped out of the Lapras and came in with the Alolan Muk. So, into the next one, and we've got Alolan Sandshrew. Ice Punch coming through, and with it being, well, Ice and Steel, I really wanted it to switch out so I could match my Charizard up against it, but it looks like they do not want to switch this out, so that's really unfortunate for me. I'm going to be able to get to another Dark Pulse, and we'll see if we can grab a shield, and they decide not to shield that up, and I win switch. So out comes the Lapras, and I'm going to have to let this count down because if I swap into my Lapras, why on earth did I not swap into Lapras there? Probably because potentially I'm thinking that they have a grass in the back, water in the back, so I wanted to swap into the Charizard. They're staying in, and what do they have? So they've got a Kingdra in the back, so that's really interesting. Kingdra is going to be a bit of a problem for me, and for this one I am actually going to shield this up. And then I'll be able to get to a Surf. I was actually at the Ice Beam, so it would have been nice to throw the Ice Beam, but they are going to shield that up, so fine with me. Burn their last shield, and then swap into the Charizard to throw the Dragon Claw and win that match. So, swapping into Charizard into the... Well, and as you can see, able to go 4-1 with that set, so really good. Swapping Charizard into the Togekiss, I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know why I did that. It's, yeah, should every day of the week be swapping in your Lapras, but anyway, it is what it is. So we'll jump into the next one, and we've got Togekiss on the lead. swapped into Snorlax, so I counter swapped into the Charizard. For this one, I'm actually going to let this go, and it's an Earthquake. So not really 100% sure why they're throwing an Earthquake there, but I mean, fine, I'll let it go. So Body Slam comes through, and then I'm able to fully farm it down. So through comes the Togekiss. I'm going to just throw straight into the Blast Burn, but unfortunately this time we get a shield. So looking to get to a second Blast Burn, and I'm able to do it. So that's absolutely outstanding. As you can see, almost enough to take it out, and fully expect to get a charge move, but they weren't able to get there. So out comes the Swampert, and this is fairly straightforward now. So managed to match up the Swampert against, well, avoid the matchup of Swampert v Charizard, so looking really, really good. I no-shield the Hydro Cannon, and they say, thanks for playing, good game, and leave. So we'll jump into the next one and see how we go. So really good lead there. And then the no shield on the Blast Burn from Charizard worked out really well. So really rough start for me here. And what I want to happen here is them to switch out, which they have. So out comes the Blaziken, and I'm wanting to match up, and they've shielded the Gunk Shot. So really brutal there. Would have really liked that Gunk Shot to go through, or even better, baited with get them to throw a shield and me get there. So unfortunately, again, they've got to another charge move. I'm going to have to throw the shield up and then throw my Gunk Shot. They decide not to Gunk Shot, so they're up a shield, but I've actually got switch advantage. So really interesting there. Weather Ball is going to come through and take me out. And then for this one, I'm going to need to come in with my Charizard, because it is going to absolutely chunk away, and we're about to see how much damage a Weather Ball does. So Weather Ball does a reasonable amount of damage, and as you can see, Obamasnow is just so spammy. It's absolutely brutal. So they swap into their Gallade, and unfortunately, they decide to throw the close combat, which is absolutely brutal. Not quite enough to take me out, but going to be very close, and they're able to win that match, and out comes the Charizard. They get the shield, and then just not able to throw that Dragon Claw. Although at that range, I don't think Dragon Claw would be enough. So Obamasnow is still one of those ones that's, a bit of a pain to deal with on the lead. Definitely want to get that matched up against Charizard, but it is what it is. So for this one, we've got Gallade on the lead, and Gallade's charge moves are going to be a real problem. And I am expecting the close combat to come through, but if it is a Leaf Blade, it is a Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade comes through, going to throw another Surf here, and they decide to shield that up, so that's absolutely fine. And they commit to the farm down, and it costs them dearly. So in this situation, wait to see what comes out. It is a Skarmory, so I switch in my Charizard. They then obviously switch out into the Ampharos, and then I immediately switch into my Alolan Muk. So really nice for me here. And so what I'm going to do is, they've shielded up twice. For this, I do want to take this out, so I'm going to commit a shield here, and then they unfortunately have back-to-back Thunder Punches, but that's absolutely fine. And I'm not quite able to get to another charge move there on my with my Alolan Muk. They swap into their Skarmory, but as you can see, Blast Burn just absolutely destroys it. So they're trying to catch a Dragon Claw there, but not able to do it. I was waiting for the switch. And also, I was not going to be throwing a charge move onto the, Anyway, we'll jump into the next one, and again, Alolan Muk, Obamasnow on the lead, and again, I get to a swap, and they swap into Gallade, so I can only assume a Gallade into Alolan Muk is really, really bad. So I'm only assuming that they misclicked there, because this just has, yeah, no good outcome for them. So they throw the Leaf Blade bait, which is really, really good for them. And then I'm going to look to farm this down. I'm going to have to shield this up because I'm expecting this one to be the close combat, and it is. So we're even shields. So they played that really, really well. So getting that bait was absolutely spectacular, but it does allow me to farm up some energy and get to this gunk shot on the Gyarados. So I'm going to come in, obviously, with my Lapras. They instantly throw the energy ball, but it's good that they've wasted that energy because now I can come in with my Charizard here and look to farm down and then throw this Dragon Claw. Unfortunately, not quite enough to KO at that range. The Weather Ball is going to do a little bit of damage, but not enough to KO. Able to Fire Spin it down, and then out comes the Gyarados. Going to have to burn some energy to take it out, and then I'm going to be able to come in with my Lapras to take it out pretty comfortably in the end there. So really good game. I can only assume, yeah, it was a misclick. They weren't intending to throw out Gallade into that matchup, but I mean, it did work out all right for them. So this one, awful, absolutely awful for me, because I can't really swap out, because what am I going to swap to? My Charizard, and if I swap to the Alolan Muk, then I've got nothing in the back for it. So going to let this one go, and through comes another Thunder Punch. Going to charge up to back Surfs and hopefully grab a shield. So I was able to grab a shield there and then actually able to get to a Ice Beam. So let's see what they want to do, and they double shield it. So fine. Out comes my Alolan Muk, and it's going to have to soak some of these Thunder Punches because they're going to have a few charged, and there's the second one coming through now, and they'll probably get to a third one. So I'm going to over farm just a little bit and give them long enough to get to the charge move, but throw mine before them, just so I've got as much energy as possible. Out comes the Fairy. They wanted me to throw a Gunk Shot and then catch it on the Escavalier. What I should have done there is just instantly swapped into Charizard, but obviously I am now able to farm this down with the Charizard here. Might as well use this last shield. Medium Ash is not going to be enough to well, it potentially would be enough to KO, and then I'm just going to instantly throw this Dragon Claw, as even though it is immune, being fairy type to dragon moves, they're so low that, yeah, able to take it out and get that game and go 4-1 again. So back-to-back 4-1s with that team. So really working out well, even after having a couple of really hard leads. And, well, that's not how to throw. I'll link to another video that talks about excellent throws. I'll also link to my playlist for season 6, so if you would like to check that out, please do so. But hopefully Lapras on the lead, Charizard and Alolan Muk in the back works for someone, as it's worked a little bit for me. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.